Okay, great. Welcome everybody. So we are starting our very first lecture in Python. We have already understood what data is and what data types are and how many data types are available in Python. Now let's start with the first data type and how to play around with it. Now this is your Spider IDE. In this you can see this platform over here. It is known as your editor. This is where you will write your code. You can write anything over here, right? Like anything can be written in here, provided it is correct in a correct syntax. Only then, without errors, it will come on the right section. This is known as Python console. This is where your output comes. Now, need not necessarily your spider look like this. Maybe you will have in view, if you go and you input this help, you'll have this help console over here, and you can always adjust the margins or the boundaries of the windows like this, right? This is how you can play around with your console and customize the windows that you want. For now, uh, we are not understanding IDE for now, we are understanding numbers, so let's skip this. Let's come directly to our task. Now this is anything. Now always remember, I'm teaching you this first thing, that is how to comment things, right? So anything written with three triple quotes or three quotes is known as a comment. Okay, so for example, if I write anything, it is in black color. uh, if I use three triple quotes and I write anything, it's known as comment. Now what comment means? Comment is anything that you want to be there on the code but not want the machine to read it or consider it to be a code. It is just for your convenience sake, to make things simpler. For example, if I write this print 2, if I have to teach someone what this command means, I can write a comment over there. Print command is used to print whatever you want to. Okay, and end the comment. So you see, when I end the comment, this thing becomes back to normal. The print is a command used to print out things. Now in Spider, there are two options to print, right? One is to run the entire file, other is to run only the selected file. So this is the buttons that you will play around. Now suppose if I only want to print these things, I will just go and select on this run current cells, or the shortcut is control plus enter. I run this, you see I get output as 2. So this is how commands are written, printed out, right, and what comment means. Now let's directly start with our lesson. What we are going to learn is, we're going to learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, what is floor division, modulus, power, and operation, yeah, order of operations, right? Yeah. Now I have already covered what variables mean, right? But now let me tell you something, that variables are are dynamic in nature. It means that they always keep on changing. Now first of all, let me declare a variable. I've already covered the rules to declare a variable, that it can only start with underscore or alphabet. It cannot start with a number, and there are special keys, characters that are not allowed in it. So let's start. Let me declare variable a, and let me assign it a value 5. So now what I've done over here is, when I will run this command, my computer will save value of 5 in this alphabet A, which is a variable now. And when I print this command A, so let's run this code, right? So when I run this, you see it ran print A is equals to 5, print A, and this is the output, right? So now what I mean by a variable is dynamic. So suppose later on, when I change the value of a to 3, and when I print a again, you see initially it will print 5 and later it will print 3. So a is equals to 5, print a is equals to 3, print a. So 5 and 3, right? This is what dynamic nature of variables means, like they can vary with time. They only temporarily are there to hold a value. Now suppose if I declare two variables, a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 3. So this is what you can play around with numbers as. Now there is one concept that you need to know. When I store a value in a variable, it is held temporarily somewhere in a storage, right? Maybe in your hard disk or any reserved storage somewhere. If you know about storages, this value is stored somewhere behind in your computer. But when I write anything in print, say suppose if I write in print 3 plus 2, or even say I write a plus b, and when I print this thing, it is not gonna save this value of 8 somewhere in my memory. It is just temporarily running it on a RAM, right, and giving an output and dead. The memory is cleared. print command temporarily just runs the things which is into it. So whenever you have to store a value, you have to create another variable. So suppose if I have to store the addition of this, so I will say c is equals to a plus b, not directly go for print, because print will not save the value but c will. Okay, so this is all about your basic things that you need to know about how to work with. Now just let's directly jump quickly and finish the syllabus, that is print a plus b. What I will do is I'll just copy this command, print a plus b, right? Great. Now what I can do is I can also subtract these things, right? Symbols are here: plus, minus, multiply, divide, floor division, modulus, power, and we'll come to operations. Then I can go for division, a simple division, right? I can go for multiplication, right? I can also go for a floor division. Now what floor division and modulus means, I'll come to it quickly, don't worry. This is modulus, right? And once we are done this, we will cover some advanced topics. Okay, so when I print this command, the first command, what I get at output is 5 plus 3 8, 5 minus 3, right? I get the output. 5 divided by 3, right? I get the output, right? Again I get the output as 15a multiplied by b. Again I get the output as 1. Okay, now what is floor division? So when you are dividing a number with another number, suppose we are dividing b with a, that is we are dividing 3 with 5. So what we will do is, first we will use 3 ones are 3. So 1 is the quotient, right? Quotient is 1. 5 minus 3, it becomes 2. So the number is now less than the divisor, so we have a quotient that is 1. So floor division is nothing but your quotient, that is there. And on the other hand, modulus is the remainder, so remainder should be 2, right? Logically, if you are still not very comfortable with this, you can always google out things, don't worry. So a modulus b will give us 2, right? This is all about it. So suppose if I give 3 divided by 3, so again I run first I will have to update the memory, right? So I'll run this again. A is equals to 3, b is equals to 8. This is dynamic approach of variables. I updated my variables. Now I will run the same commands. You see, quotient is 1 because 3 ones are 3. So you multiplied 3 one time to get that answer. So 1 is the floor division, and remainder is 0 because 3 minus 3 is 0 now. Get that? Great. Now let's come to some more upper approaches, or you can say a little higher version of number usage. I have I have commented out things in my description. You can check them. I have provided some links to Khan Academy where you can easily understand what hexadecimal number system is, what binary number system is, what are exponents, and what is absolute value. You can just Google it, what absolute value is. For now, if you have to convert a number into hexadecimal form, so hex is a command used for that. Say suppose 32244. Suppose if I have to convert this into hexadecimal form, this is what I can do, right? So you see, I get the hexadecimal output of that. Now you have to convert a number into binary format. So what I can use bin 123, right? Any number, right? Great, you get the output. Now don't be overwhelmed by what you're looking over here, these numbers. You need not necessarily know them, you won't even usually use them in code. Don't worry, this is just a simple thing that I'm covering because I'm covering entire things, the possibilities that you can run with your numbers in Python. You can always learn from Khan Academy, the links that I provided, what these systems mean. Now suppose if I have to take an absolute value, absolute value means you will only get the magnitude, the positive amount of it. Suppose minus 224. So when I print this command, right, what I will get is only positive 224. We only get the positive amount out of it. This was all about the command. So there are many more, like there is specially math library in Python which has much more into it, but for now this is the very basic things that we are covering. Suppose you have to round a number. Suppose if I have 3.141569 something like this, and I have to round it, so you apply comma, round it up to 2. I just want up to the 2 decimal, so round command is used for that. So you see this is here 3.14, I rounded it. So if I go for 3, I'll get only up to the 3 digits of this code. right? 3.142. It rounded this last part to 2. Okay, great. So this was about it. Now I also told in number there are three different things. One is integers, and one is float, and another is complex, right? So when I have to print something as integer, suppose if I have 3.14 or say 11, now I want to print only the integer of it, so I will use the command int. Okay, so this will give me just 3 as my output because I'm only using integers. Now for example, suppose if I have to print 7 divided by 3, if I print this, I'm getting an answer in float format. If I want to convert it into integer, I will use specifically specify that I want integer of this. Okay, so that's how you play around with numbers, as you will get an integer. Now similarly, if I go print 4 4 divided by 2 and I want a float of this number, so that's how you play around, right? You will get 2.0 as the answer. Now it is converted into float, right? Again, you can always go for print complex numbers also, right? 3 plus 4j, right? So you see this works as my complex number, right? In bracket it prints out this is a complex form, right? Great. So this was all about your number systems. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any doubt, feel free, as I'm very new to YouTube. I have a lot of time that I can utilize and explain